how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a first impressions video for you, and today we've got a Spyderco to take a look at. This is one of those knives where I just couldn't stand waiting for it. It's almost as if Spyderco planned it to be one of those knives that everyone just couldn't wait to get a hold of, where they really did something different. And so this is not your typical Spyderco, okay? The Spyderco Amalgam is pretty cool. It is more your typical Spyderco. You know, the Para 2, again, pretty cool, and more of your typical Spyderco. This, however, is this giant beast of a knife, and we have here the Spyderco Subvert, which of course is a production version of the Black Snow Customs Sabotage. So Black Snow Customs, I'm pretty sure he makes knives to guard the wall, to keep the White Walkers at bay. This one probably won't do that because the blade isn't made out of dragon glass, but it is made of S30V. And I have to tell you guys, one of my favorite things about Spyderco consistently is the way that they do this grinder satin on their blades. I love that Spyderco finish. I love the way it catches the light. And of course, in this giant machete style blade, which by the way, I'm gonna have my son Joel really wanted to be in this video, but he couldn't be here this morning. He's at school, as kids should be at his age. But I said to him, buddy, why don't you do a quick recording of your thoughts and I'll put it in to my video. So what I'm gonna do is, now that I've kind of given you an idea of what we're talking about here, let's go ahead and roll Joel's video, or Joel's little description of this knife in for a second, and so I'll be right back.
This is what I think of the Spyderco Subvert. I like the blade. It kind of looks like a machete blade. It's just smaller and no hole. It obviously has the same Spyderco hole, and I like the orange. It has the same Spyderco logo. Before I got this, I thought the orange would suck with this knife, but now that I have it in my hands, I think it's like, it looks really good. And those are my thoughts on the Spyderco Subvert.
Okay, so Joel kind of told you the things he likes about this. What I'm going to do is give you a quick rundown on the materials and construction and size and weight, and then my initial thoughts. So starting with this massively thick S30V blade stock with that beautiful grinder satin finish that Spyderco does so well. We've got a very interesting blade shape here. Definitely, as Joel pointed out, a real machete style blade shape, but done in a folding knife that's not quite as big as a machete, but nearly. Okay, we have a titanium liner-ish lock, sort of a cross between a frame lock and a liner lock. You can see those super thick titanium slabs there. Lock bar cutout. Notice, you know, we'll discuss this more on the full review and discussion, but they've not included a lock bar insert, which is actually kind of nice to see. That generally indicates a lockup that's going to work pretty well, and one there where they've put in some extra time and energy to get it right. Okay, so I don't mind seeing a lack of lock bar insert there at all. Very easy to access. This guy opens very nicely either with a Spidey flick or with a thumb flick. It is riding on bearings. All right, and I'm not going to get into a whole big discussion about that. Again, we'll save that for the full review. And then, of course, we have this gorgeous, very thick G10 and titanium handle. And again, I will say I love Spyderco going with the full titanium. That's one of those things that I think really adds a touch of class to this. And I've got to add one more thing here. I haven't seen it too much, but I'm sure that before long, we're going to see some really, really cool options in terms of what you could possibly replace those scales with. We've already seen Adam Purvis doing some clips to replace the Spyderco clip, and I'm sure there'll be backspacers as well. So there's a lot of customization option here that I suspect we'll see in the not too distant future. Now that we've kind of gone through and give you a quick rundown of how this is put together, let me give you the size and weight, because this is a very large knife. I don't know why that was hard for me to say. But we have here 9¼ inches overall, 4 1/8 inch on the blade. So over 4 inches on the blade. And notice how every bit of that is cutting edge, which is kind of cool to see. The handle length here is going to be 5 3/16 inches, so over 5 inches on the handle. Now this guy is thick, okay? 11/16 on the handle thickness there, so very, very hand filling. Now I will say this, for a knife of this size with this blade length and just this amount of metal in it, I have to say I'm actually pretty impressed with the weight of only 6.2 ounces. You know, this is a knife, when I look at it, I fully expect it to weigh 8 ounces, but they've done a pretty good job of, you know, I guess the full flat grind helps. There is some internal milling. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it there. They have removed some material on the titanium to save a bit of weight. They probably could have gone a little further with that. But anyway, very lightweight for its size, and its size is huge, okay? Now in terms of grip area, I haven't measured that, but just knowing the size of the overall handle, you've got nearly 5 inches of grip area. You would have to be a monster for your fingers not to fit on this knife. Okay, so tons and tons of room there, and it feels really nice in hand, either in this more choked up grip, which is where I tend to go, or even if you back off, really, really nice feeling knife in hand. So what are my overall thoughts about this, guys? Well, this is an art piece, okay? This is for a knife enthusiast, a Spyderco enthusiast, or even a Black Snow Customs enthusiast who says, I love the Sabotage, but I just can't afford one. Okay, so this is that kind of knife. I don't think anyone is going out to buy this to be their main EDC knife. They're buying it because it's amazing in terms of design, and it's different and interesting, and that's why people buy a knife like this. Okay, so yes, can you carry this? Absolutely. Can you cut stuff with it? In fact, it cuts very, very well. You've got this really big flat grind, nice and thin behind the edge. So yeah, this will cut like crazy, but really, as a practical everyday carry cutting tool, no, I think very few people are buying this knife for that purpose. All right, so there you go, guys. That's my initial thoughts and Joel's initial thoughts on the Spyderco Subvert. Absolutely fantastic knife, really, really impressive, really, really well put together. Obviously, this is not for everyone, but I think the people who love it are going to absolutely just be in love with it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And oh, by the way, this came from White Mountain Knives. Go down there, check out what they've got, use my discount code SHARPSTUFF, and pick something up that does help the channel. And of course, it helps Justin because you're buying stuff from him, and he is a great guy. So there you go. Thanks for watching again. Don't forget to use those links, and we'll talk to you soon.